you from Segra Field. It's Loudoun United FC and Louisville City FC. Two teams coming off wins in the US Open Cup, trying to carry that momentum into the USL Championship. Good evening, great to be with you. Matt Peterson with the former USL MVP Jamie Watson. And we look at Loudoun's last 5 games, a team in pretty good form.
Yeah, they are, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to watch 2 of their last 5 matches. The Detroit match where I thought they were very unfortunate to leave without a point. And then their most recent matchup against the Richmond Kickers, in which they went 120 minutes, were held by a staunch defense of the Richmond Kickers, who really had no interest in actually going forward. So Loudoun had to be patient. They weren't able to get the breakthrough, but they were able to advance on to the Open Cup. Ryan Martin has this group playing better and better each and every week.
It's a much improved team for Loudoun, led by Zach Ryan, the former Stanford star. Has 3 goals, and he had a penalty in the penalty shootout win in the Open Cup.
This team is different with Zach Ryan up top because of his ability to get in behind. Always seemingly makes the right shot selection when he gets into the position. A player that if he's on, Loudoun seemingly is on as well.
Louisville in very good form. Look at those numbers. They pop off the page. 5 goals in back-to-back games for the highest scoring team in the league.
Well, 4-1 on this season. Only blemish going away to the Charleston Battery. But with that, Danny Cruz has this group firing on all cylinders, and he holds them to a really high standard. So when we spoke to him this week, he was very disappointed with the performance in Charleston and wants to right that back in league play. And in order to do that, the player to watch is going to be Wilson Harris, a guy who's got 7 goals in 5 games, downright unstoppable at times. His movement is the real problem, and he seemingly always finds himself in good positions. It's not a coincidence. He's very intelligent and has the guile to be able to finish in front of goal.
A happy homecoming for Harris, who scored a game-winning goal at Segra Field last September. We'll have lineups and kickoff. It's Loudoun United and Louisville City after the break.
What's your emergency?
Sheriff's office is reopening an investigation.
This story was odd. Who returns without the love of his life and doesn't say a word?
The paranoia took off like a tsunami. People became more and more obsessed with the case.
This house should be burned!
That was when the chase began.
As we're running, I heard gunshots.
People are still trying to mentally process how all of this could have happened.
Crime Nation.
Tuesday at 8 on DCW 50.
This is business today. Fast, unpredictable, always changing. Shifting trends and technologies are pushing aside old rules. The unexpected is the new normal. At Segra, we'll help you navigate a complex future with state-of-the-art voice, internet, and data protection solutions. We know you have dreams, and we see your potential. Segra, freedom to grow.
Listen up.
We got you.
Okay.
I know you're impressed.
Oh my God, okay, okay.
That is absolutely amazing.
Sorry, Mom.
We got you.
Got you.
We got you. We got you.
Get tickets for our next match and info on special events at LoudounUnitedFC.com.
Welcome back, Segra Field, Loudoun County, Virginia. These teams met last September, a smash and grab win for Louisville City, scoring in stoppage time for a 2-1 win. Let's see the Loudoun starting 11 under 6th-year head coach Ryan Martin. He had managed the fixtures, a heavily rotated team from Wednesday. This looks like his A lineup.
Yeah, and he'll have to do it without Keegan Hughes, who took a nasty tackle in the Open Cup, unable to go, might end up missing some time. So with the players available, this is about as strong of an 11 as Ryan Martin can put out. The real strength is in the midfield, though. Skundrich, McCabe, Velo, if they want to be able to beat Louisville, those three are going to have to dominate the midfield. Abukora has a ton of speed along with Leggett. And we talked about Ryan in the open. Those front three are going to benefit if the three in the midfield can control the pace of play.
And for Danny Cruz, an extra day of rest after its Open Cup victory. Just one change, it's the goalkeeper. Danny Fondez made his Open Cup debut on Tuesday, gets his first league start tonight.
Well, and I think that's keeping the competition with Damian Loss going after that loss away at Charleston. But my goodness, this group is as strong as you will find in USL Championship. A 3-4-3. Winder in the midfield, Davila next to him as well. Those two will try to continue to battle the three from Loudoun. That's the matchup I'm watching for. And those front three, Perez, Serrano, Harris, my goodness, it is scary, it is talented, and it will need to be dangerous on the road to get 3 points against Loudoun.
The momentum of an Open Cup victory, how much can that help a team going back into league play?
Oh, very much so. Confidence will be riding high. They both push themselves on to the round of 32. Back into league play we go. Should be a good one this afternoon.
Alyssa Nichols in charge of this one. Loudoun in white, Louisville in its purple uniforms. A 2-1 win at Segra Field last time these teams met, but this is a much improved team. It's really hard to talk about last season with Loudoun. The team is so much different here in 2024.
Well, Ryan Martin didn't say it, but I said it for him when we had a call with him. Under the previous ownership group, he was coaching with handcuffs. I alluded to this earlier, I think, in the season. It was like going to play a 5-card draw with your friends, but you only get 4 cards and you don't get to draw as well. Each week he was being told who to play, who not to play, who was available, who wasn't during the affiliation days with DC United. Now, new ownership group, new team, new dynamic. He gets to choose, and it's no wonder this team is doing much, much better with him as the head coach.
Good defending there. And a free kick is given. As we see Abukura, the 19-year-old, applying pressure. Every challenge there, referee lets them play.
Abukura was really bright in the Open Cup matchup. A lot of speed, a lot of energy, a lot of youthful exuberance. With the likes of Francois having to go 120 minutes, probably unable to continue to go again today at the pace that this game will be played. So Abukura will have to pick up some of the speed threat in behind, as well as these moments where he picks it up in little pockets of space and keeps possession.
Patient build here from Loudoun. Some hesitation there, and finally coming is Danny Fondez from Seattle. It's his USL Championship debut. He started in Tuesday's 3-1 win over Greenville. In his 3rd season with Louisville City, was the starting goalkeeper 2 years ago when they reached the championship final. And you talked about the healthy competition. Damian Loss, reigning MLS Next Pro Goalkeeper of the Year, 12 clean sheets last year on loan from Austin. It's the balance of the incumbent, the veteran, against the shiny new toy coming from an MLS team, and 2 straight starts here for Fondez. Far side throw here from Loudoun United. Managing games, a paramount part of roster construction for Ryan Martin. A lot of second half leads conceded. They dropped 22 points last year. Good composure there on the ball from Farouk, who's back in the nets. But just a more stable, more veteran team with USL Championship experience this year for Loudoun.
And you're able to bring in some guys with even MLS experience as well. So this group is getting better and better.
Long range hit is cleared.
It's no coincidence they're starting to see themselves climb higher and higher up the conference table in USL Championship, simply because the quality and product on the field is much better. Good step from Awua.
Kwame Awua, 28-year-old from Toronto, 2nd year with Loudoun. If you look at the starting 11 tonight, everyone on the squad has been with the team 2 years or less. Well-weighted ball. And good defending in the end. Half of the starting 11 is in its first season with Loudoun. They're still finding their way here in the middle of April. Nice delivery to the back post, and that's well defended. Perfect ball. Pinpoint defending as well. Corner kick coming.
I thought Abacor took a little bit too long to play this to Zach Ryan, so Zach Ryan had to readjust himself, and when he's able to play this, that is a really good clearance from Wilson. Does a great job, not knowing what's necessarily behind him, understanding that he can concede a corner, be safe with this, and it was the right decision. He did have pressure looming just behind him.
First corner of the game. As Jansen Wilson, Kentucky native, played at Belmont University, and it's one of these veterans. Ryan Martin brought in Tommy McCabe. Now wind will play a role on this corner kick. Loudoun bunched up around the penalty spot. It goes near, headed clear. Back towards McCabe, who stayed onside. That's good interplay here, but just a slip in the end from Ottawa. And a break here for Louisville City. 3 versus 4. It's Harris, deflected. Really good defending there. Odd numbered break, but he stayed in front. Good work there from Keegan Tingy.
One of the last players you running at you full speed with a numbers advantage. Wilson Harris ends up realizing that there's not going to be able to get help from Perez on one side, so he's going to take it himself. Tingy gets himself in that position to be able to make the intervention at the last moment.
This is an IBEW Local 26 corner kick. IBEW Local 26, empower your future. Adrian Perez to deliver from the corner. Eventually cleared. And Louisville City wins it back. Sean Tosh scored in the 2nd minute against Greenville on Tuesday, a 3-1 win. Ironman last season, 6 goals. All league 2nd team pick, Sean Tosh.
Great switch.
And a good first touch as well. A little pullback here. Possibilities here for Louisville City. Slipped through and well defended. Ordonez. Ordonez, last season's USL Championship Defender of the Year. Good slide to keep it in play and avoid the corner kick. Deep throw in here for Louisville City. A period of absorbing here for Loudoun United. It's Wilson. Tried to beat 2, but it's 1 back. Good press there from Perez. Perez towards the end line, goes down. Free kick coming for Louisville City right outside the penalty area.
Now below got caught on the dribble and then got caught on the wrong side of Perez. They did a great job of winning it. Ultimately, it was just a little bit too much. It was just that last little step that catches Perez, brings him down, and now a free kick in a dangerous position. Be interesting to see. This line looks like it's setting up about a yard or 2 deeper than where the free kick is. Looks like about 8 yards from the touch line. They're lining up along the 6-yard box. Last minute instructions from Faroud to make sure to tell Abukor what he wants him to do. We're just gonna keep Perez honest with his left foot at the near post.
Perez or Serrano. It will be Perez. Perez goes for goal and it's cleared. Still Serrano now, back for Perez. That's gonna hang in there long enough. Hugo Farou handles. The French goalkeeper in his second season with Loudoun. Will away the ball towards the corner. Leggett, 1v2, earns a corner kick. This is an IBEW Local 26 corner kick. IBEW Local 26, empower your future. Kwame Awa will take this corner kick from his left back position all the way up to the right corner.
It's 2v1 if Abukora and Awuo want to go quickly. Serrano's just out there by himself if they wanted the 2v1.
That's clipped towards the spot, flicked on near Skundrich, kept in play. Now a break here for Louisville City. Winder pulls it back. Tosh all the way across.
Shop with Tate. You can trust in an honest and fair deal. Why spend hours driving to dealerships and cities to waste your time and get ripped off? With Tate, there are no hidden costs. Our price is as listed. We'll even take care of Maryland State inspections. Get your certified pre-owned vehicle today with the knowledge that you're getting the best deal. Stop in and see our wide selection of vehicles. We have the one to meet your needs. Or visit us online at TateFrederick.com.
Nobody has what Tate has.
Louisville thought it had a break, but offside flag was up, negating that attack. Jamie, 11 minutes in, what do you make of what you've seen so far?
I think you're already seeing just how dangerous Louisville City can be. Louisville had the opportunity through Wilson Harris. Ultimately, it amounted to nothing, but a couple of corner kicks for either side. Game's been a little bit more open than probably the home side and Loudoun would prefer. But having said that, you've limited to just one real dangerous opportunity. How many teams that they face this season can say that through the first 12 minutes? So far so good, but Loudoun still waiting for that breakthrough when they can get really on the ball and start to dictate the pace of play. Haven't been able to string passes together yet, so I think that'll be disappointing. And for Louisville, they're making life difficult with their pressure.
A nice interplay here from Loudoun United to escape the pressure. Below on the ball. We saw him in that left wing area. Now he's more central. 31-year-old Frenchman. Been the team of the week 3 times already this season, including last week. Fondes. Sliced his clearance. And a deep throw in here for Louisville City. Louisville had a 4-0 start to its season, its best since 2018 when it set its best 4-game beginning to a year. It's still the best goal difference in the league, +9. Injury on the far side of the field to a Loudoun United player. It's Giannis Learman, the 25-year-old Frenchman in his second season with Loudoun United.
Well, this is the last thing that Ryan Martin wants to see. Obviously, you never want to see a player go down, but having said that, they were dealing with Keegan Hughes, who's going to miss some time. Alluded to that a moment ago. You're already having to make a little bit of adjustment with your back line to be able to account for that injury. And now, Learman going down off the ball by himself. You already got Erlinson that's starting next to him. And starts to get a little bit thinner as you go down the lineup. They do have the benefit, though, of having 2 extra subs today, largely in part because of the work that they've done with the Academy. USL implemented a new rule in the championship that you can have 2 extra players on your game day roster that are 18 years or younger. That's for home matches only, so Loudoun benefits from having 20 players on the bench today, but there really is a stark drop-off in center backs due to the injuries right now, so this will be a real cause for concern. We did see Drew Skundrich slide to a center back role on Wednesday night against the Richmond Kickers in Open Cup when Hughes had to go out and Flory Velo came in. So it'll be interesting to see as he's walking back, so we're holding the back of his right leg at the time being. So we'll see, keep an eye on Giannis Learman if he's able to continue.
A good point, Jamie. Those 2 Academy players are Justin Melly, a 17-year-old, and Gavin Turner, a 16-year-old. Melly made his Loudoun United 2024 debut just a few weeks ago. Turner yet to play in the championship this season. But as a former player in this league, do you like that initiative?
Love it. And I actually think the USL Championship can start to evolve and say, this is a wonderful implementation. Now let's allow visiting teams to do it as well too. Because if a visiting team wants to pay for a couple extra flights, some hotel rooms, the food, the expenditure, for all the logistics, absolutely reward them with the ability to go with 2 extra players on the road. And I think we'll get to there. I think this rule will quickly be adapted, and it rewards you for investing in your youth academy, getting 17-year-olds on game day roster, and it also gives you a little bit of flexibility, because if it's a 17 or 18-year-old that's already in your 18-man roster, you can slide them down to spot 19 and 20 and bring in a more senior player if you want to your game day roster.
Wait. A wind gusting to 28 miles per hour tonight in Leesburg. In this first half, Louisville City has the wind at its back. Here's Shantosh. Wilson. Perez dropping into midfield. Davila. What a nice pickup he was. I mean, they really reloaded. You have Davila coming over. All-league first-team pick. Eugene Perez came over from San Diego after that team folded. 9 straight Eastern Conference championships for Louisville City, and they got some of the best from the league to add to this roster.
I'll tell you, every player in the USL Championship, whether they admit it because they're under contract with a team or they won't admit it because they're under contract with another team, everybody wants to play for Louisville. They have the facilities, they have the roster, they have the pedigree that you alluded to with 9 consecutive Eastern Conference Championship appearances. I mean, it's staggering what they've been able to accomplish. And it just seemingly gets better and better every year. Big part of the reason, James O'Connor is the president, former coach, also played in USL, so he understands the level. Also appeared over 500 times in the English top flight. So this is a club that is getting better and better each and every year.
Raleigh Boudoir is the change. He comes on for Giannis Learman. So Boudoir has experience, 22-year-old from New Zealand. Comes in. See if there's any tactical change for Ryan Martin with that change made inside of 20 minutes. 3rd appearance for Boudoir. He hasn't started yet, so this will be like a start if he's asked to go the entirety.
So much like Wednesday night, Loudoun having to make a first half substitution of a center back, and that's tough because it also hurts you with using one of your substitution windows. So now you've got your remaining 4 subs, but you can only do it during 2 windows. Now you can make your substitution at halftime and not use one of those windows, but generally coaches don't love to make changes at half. This just sort of is a bit of adversity for Ryan Martin and his staff to have to navigate the remainder of this afternoon's matinee match.
Keegan Tingy throws it in. Good job to let the ball run by Iowa.
Good skill from Awua, and then being able to connect it is even more important.
And a free kick given. And a yellow card shown. Arturo Ordonez, last year's Defender of the Year in the championship. He's booked. That's something to watch, Jamie, just 20 minutes in.
Absolutely, and it's one of those where he takes a poor angle. He steps late to challenge and then too heavy of a challenge. I don't think in that position it was stopping a promising attack. That's for a reckless challenge. So if he would have just understood to maybe get in the way instead of biting and going in so firmly with the challenge, and not really too dangerous of a position, Ordonez could have just gotten a foul and gotten back tactically set up, but now he goes into the book, and that's an early yellow card to be taking for one of the defenders. Less than ideal for Ordonez.
Tommy McCabe out of South Orange, New Jersey delivers. Driven ball, just a touch. And Skundritz keeps it in play near the corner. It's a well-weighted ball, and it's well saved. It was right there in front of goal. Erlinson gets his head to it. Fondes in good position.
This is a big opportunity. Tingy plays it in, and this is one of those moments where you wish maybe it was a center forward instead of a center back, to understand in that moment how to be clever to be able to head that closer to the post. That's just falls invitingly right into the path of the goalkeeper, Fondes. That's a big opportunity, and you don't get many of those free headers at the top of the 6 against Louisville City.
The center back stayed forward in the attack, just opportunistic there. Fondes again did not play a league game until today. Started in the Open Cup on Tuesday. Damian Loss on loan from Austin in MLS. Had started every game before today. Last year's MLS Next Pro Goalkeeper of the Year. Serrano did well with his balance. Out wide here. Overhit on the delivery. It stays in play. And free kick. Sean Tosh too heavy into the challenge. The USL on the CBS networks continues in April. Mark your calendar. Saturday, April 27th. Tampa Bay Rowdies clash with New Mexico United. 7:30 Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. Eight-goal minimum now on CBS. That's what we saw with Louisville and Indy. Good cross from the right. Hard challenge. Timing was right. And that's Leggett who's starting. What'd you make of that challenge there right around the spot?
Well, at first glance, I think the trajectory of it, you're either going to see that it was clearly, I think Jensen got enough of it. There was contact, but I think it was simultaneous, and Jensen was able to do enough to be able to win it back. That's very, very close, though, because of Leggett is able to get his foot in front and not even necessarily playing the ball, but just sort of playing that position that Jensen Wilson is trying to get to. Or Jansen Wilson, excuse me. That could have been very easily a point to the spot from our referee, Alyssa Nichols, but instead, Jansen Wilson gets it spot on.
It feels like Loudoun's having most of its success up that right side.
Well, and this is the part where you look at tactically, the real one big vulnerability for this Louisville City side, when you play with 3 in the back and you've got wingers that love to get forward, you're now susceptible and vulnerable into those wide spaces. That's where you attack, because there might be, from a starting position, more space out there to go at. You've got Abukora on one side, Leggett on the other, both with tons of pace. Then as the ball gets played into that, naturally one of the 3 center backs is going to start to pull out. Then the other one's got to shift, and the third one has to shift over. If one of them gets lazy or doesn't do it quick enough, the secondary pass into Zach Ryan is available, or a runner from midfield. So that's tactically how you're going to try to break down this Louisville City side, and that's why you're seeing Loudoun expose those wide areas.
Referee let them play. Hard challenge from Tosh.
Oh,
beautiful
incredible.
out of 2. Gorgeous here. Into the channel for Leggett.
Lovely bit of skill from Abukora to turn out, ride another challenge, and this is better from Loudoun. Now they need to string some passes. If it gets tight, you don't need to force it. You got to try to keep possession more than anything. And that's a poor time to give it away.
Farouk. Erlinson. Abukura, just 19 years of age. He made the 4th penalty on Wednesday night before Skundrich sealed it. Big responsibility, taking penalties starting at age 19. Fatigue was a concern for Ryan Martin. Louisville City did not play last weekend. They also played one day earlier with the Open Cup, so double whammy for Loudoun, but they look pretty good. I think the energy has been pretty high in the first 26 minutes for the home team.
I agree, and there's always going to be that exuberance playing against one of the best teams in the league at home. A team that you mentioned earlier came in and snatched a victory from you last season. Legs are going to get heavier now, because tactically you got to put yourself in the right position and not try to get caught out. This is about the moment in time where you start to lose that initial burst of energy.
Beautiful 2-man game there, slipping up the sideline. It's on here for Loudoun United, but tracking back to defend it quite well there is Wilson. That was some beautiful footwork and dribbling on that right sideline, Jamie.
It really was. It's been an entertaining game so far. We're just needing a goal to really open things up for either side, but man, it's been open, back and forth. It looks like we're in the 86th minute, not the 26th minute here.
A good turn there from Harris. And put in Perez. Well cleared. And you can just see, you think about Loudoun's year last year, very disappointing down near the bottom of the table. They just have that veteran resoluteness defending their box. Nothing comes easy tonight for Louisville City once they get around the penalty area of Loudoun United.
Well, when you're on the back of 120 minutes and 1 day less of rest with the game last weekend, you need to be compact defensively, hard to break down. These are the moments Louisville want, this 1v1. You want to go quickly. Poor touch just absolutely let him down from Wilson.
Back all the way here for Tosh. Ordonez on a yellow card. See if they try to get Ordonez pulled down to some dangerous moments.
That is so compact from Loudoun to Louisville. Good recognition to try to go the other side now.
Patience here from Loudoun United. Louisville City applying pressure. It's out to midfield. That's good from Loudoun United. Clever ball, but Ordonez gets there before Abukura. Good pressure now. This is a good opportunity for Loudoun United going 4-on-5. Slip pass, first touch. Good save. He came off his line so well. Danny Fondes.
These are the moments you have to make Louisville City pay. Zach Ryan finds a wonderful pocket of space. Bidois with a fantastically weighted pass on this turf. Much more difficult to do that on turf, but he gets it so spot on. Fondes comes out, closes the angle, and then he stops and slows himself so he gets his feet set and he's able to react. That is a tremendous save and a big talking point in this first half.
This is an IBEW Local 26 corner kick. IBEW Local 26, empower your future. Corner kick here. Kwame Awa, the Canadian. Booming delivery into the hands of Fondes. Fondes has been tested twice. You had the free header from Erlinson and that chance for Zach Ryan. He's passed both tests. We're seeing a little more pressure here, Jamie, from Loudoun United higher up the field.
And that's why you've seen some uncharacteristic mistakes and giveaways from Louisville City. Ryan Martin will be the happier of the two managers through the first half hour of this match. Danny Cruz will be looking at his side going, I don't know if I recognize who this group is with as many turnovers and not being able to win as many second balls as they're used to. I used to play with Danny Cruz and he would give some inspired team talks as a player. I can only imagine what it's like playing under him. He holds a high standard for this group and I don't think that they're living up to those standards just yet. But having said that, still have not conceded yet. So it isn't all for nothing at this point in time.
Good turn from Valo. He goes from distance. Couldn't hit the target. Florian Valo, veteran of this league, having a good season. You see two on the edge of the 18-yard box. For Loudoun United, we'll see if Fondes goes the long way. Orange County before Louisville City for Danny Fondes. Became the starter in the second half of the 2022 season. Stayed the starter en route to the championship final. Conversation with Ryan Martin in his sixth season. He joined the club as DC United's Academy Director January of 2017, so now 7 years with the club. Before that was recruiting coordinator at Wake Forest, and he helped build FC Cincinnati's roster from scratch, was the assistant coach. Didn't get this job till June of 19.
He is just a really hard-working, bright young coach. Look, again, another former teammate. Playing enough teams after a while, Matt, you end up basically playing with everybody in the championship at some point or another. Now they're all turning into coaches instead of players, but with that, you always knew he was the guy that was destined to be a coach because he was a coach on the field. And somebody who, what I really enjoyed about Ryan Martin was his ability to connect and relate with every player. Whether it was one of the big-time players, whether it was one of the guys that would never see the light of day on a field, he still had a way to connect and make others around him better while still worrying about his game. And so it's no surprise to me that he's had such sustained success.
A good break here for Loudoun United as they break the pressure. 5 in the attack for Loudoun United. In the end, just took too long on the ball.
Just ran out of ideas. I believe that was Bidois driving forward. Love the passion to push the pace of play. That's absolutely the right decision, but you've just got to make a decision to connect the pass earlier if you have no interest in shooting. That's actually really good officiating from a referee. Abukura took the challenge. Alyssa Nichols waited to see if there was any real advantage, and it never materialized. Here's the foul. Winder gets a little late to it, and she was waiting to see if there was any advantage that was going to be given to Loudoun by not calling the foul. When she saw that Zach Ryan was going to turn it over, she whistles back to that. That's really good officiating.
And good usage of the body from Abukura. He really is slippery. Just his upper body, the shiftiness, he really sold that against his opponent. 19 years of age, he's done some bright things today. And you talked about it in the open, Jamie. If Loudoun's going to win tonight, they're going to have to do it through their midfields. Hard challenge there near the corner. Free kick to Louisville City.
Yeah, Ryan's just got to be smarter in that moment. He's got the defender taking a bad touch, going to the corner. This is going to hang up. So this is the moment. Just, it's more or less careless from Ryan to understand what's the defender going to do. Best case scenario, he's just going to put his foot through it, kick it 50 yards into the air, right? And then you get a chance to get under, win the second ball. Worst case scenario, this happens, you concede possession.
Leggett did well to earn a free kick. Kyle Adams fouls Leggett. Leggett in the starting lineup tonight for the third time this season.
I like Alyssa Nichols as a referee. I think she's got a referee profile that lets the players play, but also understands when to get it under control. I think that was the right decision, both for the foul she gave just a moment ago on Ryan and this one on Adams. I think it's been a good pacing to the game and good decisions on when to call a foul, when not to so far.
Tommy McCabe joined by Kwame Awa. Awa slices that delivery. Goes right to his teammate. Tingy delivers. And here comes Louisville City. Good challenge in the open field.
There's a handball in there that was missed. Tingy was on the ground and just reached out and grabbed the ball.
That's Jake Morris.
Watch this from Tingy as he's on the ground. Loses his challenge. It's gonna go by. No, I'm just gonna grab it. I actually respect how much he just didn't care about the rules in that moment. He just said, if you're gonna call it, that's fine.
Danny Crow's off the bench with a few words.
He doesn't respect it as much as I did from the move because it didn't help his squad out, and I fully understand why Cruz is as upset as he is.
Davila. A few options. Abukura. Turnover in midfield, but given right back. Nice touch. The whistle blown. I think advantage was the better call there, and Loudoun clearly upset. But this call might go against Loudoun.
Yeah, I think that was one that Alyssa Nichols will be disappointed with in that decision. That's not a foul against Loudoun. He's won the ball, played it forward. The follow-through is clattered into Adams, but nothing in a reckless fashion, nothing that was foul. If anything, Adams was second to the challenge. Curse of the commentator, you give some praise 2 minutes later. First mistake.
That's beautiful there from Louisville City, but they denied the cross well. Good work closing out the potential cross and giving it right back. Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Excellent passing, good balance. He rode on a challenge, could not hit the target. It was Harris, the league's leading scorer, from about 12 yards away.
You changed this last year. You matured on and off the field.
We ain't even played our first game. I'm already stressing.
I'm not the same Olivia. I had to grow up. What if things with Spencer feel different?
This is about your future, your journey.
There's nothing wrong with having a village to help.
It's funny how your greatness depends on me getting you the ball.
That's enough. If one falls, we all fall.
Monday at 8 on DCW 50.
Chances on both sides. Jamie, most recently, Wilson Harris.
That was a good opportunity. Could have gone down, given a referee decision. Doesn't in the moment. Appreciate that good opportunity now. Bidwa, well, I think every player on the field understands why Bidwa is going to need a moment as he blocked this one.
Boudoir soldiering on here, 5 minutes to halftime. You mentioned it earlier, I think it's a really good first half for Ryan Martin and his team.
Yeah, they will be pleased with their performance. Holding one of the most prolific teams in all of USL Championship off the score sheet in the first 42 minutes.
Good diagonal first time. Abukura.
That's uncharacteristic. Bad pass from Florian Below. Not a real ebb and flow to this match just yet. I'd say that sort of tongue-in-cheek as we're 43 minutes into the match. Yet, there should be, yet there hasn't. I'll be quite honest with you, I'm not 100% sure who that benefits. Loudoun don't necessarily want to stand in the middle of the ring and take punches with Louisville. No one would want to stand with Mike Tyson, right? You'd understand why. You'd want to make it as scrappy and as ugly as you can. But Louisville being the road team, also understand that at times it's going to be a bit more difficult to try to be assertive in the match, and there will be times when your opponent has their opportunities, so you have to weather a few storms. So, a bit cagey, a bit uncharacteristic for a Louisville game, but I think that's Loudoun making it ugly, and they're okay with that, and not really letting Louisville dictate the pace of play through the middle of the field, which probably constitute as a little bit of a win for Loudoun.
Abukura slipped it through to Soft on the ball. There's Ray Serrano. Like that Perez, Adrian Perez here for Louisville City. Some hesitation now, and it's fallen in the middle of the box and cleared. Faroux waited a moment, then he had to come, and he made a foot save.
I'm gonna go all the way back. This step, then it leads to Perez going forward. Then it leads to the opportunity for Serrano. My goodness, from one end of the field to the other, and it just starts with excellent reading of the play from Louisville to then be able to turn that into attack within 2 to 3 passes, seconds from being at the top of their own 18 to inside the opponent's 18. That's how dangerous Louisville can be.
Free kick and a good spot for Louisville City. Florian Velo issued a yellow card. He's in the book here in the 45th minute.
I think the thought process behind this booking is if Velo doesn't commit this foul, which he's not even trying to play the ball, he is trying to catch Serrano, catches him in the outside of the knee. Serrano's looking to either have it go himself or slip a teammate in, and the nature of the foul being at the knee, I think that's a decision that could have gone either way, but probably leaning towards yellow, so I'm okay with that decision. And now this is a big, big moment right before half.
Adrian Perez or Taylor Davila?
Perez with his left foot could get some real whip on it from this approach. Davila could get some power. Perez could go for some curl. Big moment in this match.
Over the wall and over the goal. Adrian Perez, a good thought. As we're into first half stoppage time.
Trying to get it up and over. He does the first part, but not the second part.
A minimum of 2 minutes of first half stoppage time. Brought to you by Novec. Novec's energy saving tips are a real game changer. Matt Peterson with Jamie Watson, the former USL Championship MVP. A much improved Loudoun United side here in 2024, near the bottom of the Eastern Conference table last year, fighting for the playoff places here in 2024.
Oh, that's Winder who goes head to head. That is a tough collision.
Winder, 17 starts, 30 appearances last year, has scored 3 goals.
Oof. And that's tough because Winder's never able to see Davila coming through. Catches his teammate. I believe that was Ryan in there as well. Good to see Winder back up on his feet after that.
First player in Louisville City history to sign a pro deal from the Lou City Academy. The game-winning goal 2 years ago in extra time. Their 4th Eastern Conference title. Corner kick coming. Louisville City playing quickly. Ray Serrano jogging to the corner. Skundrits do not like the call. Maybe the last action of this first half. Another corner kick presented by IBEW Local 26. Empower your future. This to the back post. Good defending. A glancing header with 2 Louisville City attackers behind him. Well done there from Tommy McCabe.
You're absolutely right, Matt. The way you saw that is how it played out. McCabe did win that header. Well, with the 2 players in behind him, fortunate to get the call to go their way.
Halftime in Leesburg. Really impressive performance from the home team.
Yeah, Louisville's getting pulled around a bit. And I think that's Loudoun winning the middle of the park, being dangerous on counters. And man, that's a good half for Loudoun after 120 minutes on Wednesday night.
Halftime in Leesburg, no score at Segra Fields.
News Now is worth watching.
Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 10.
Super Serving the DMV.
Reporting in Northern Virginia.
Lebanon Bowie.
In Upper Marlboro.
Forecasting each region of the DMV.
Region by region.
Responsive and ready for breaking news no matter the location.
To show you exactly how all of this went down.
We get there faster.
Reporting in Greenbelt, Maryland.
We cover more ground.
From Hagerstown.
Super Serving the DMV. Watch DC News Now tonight at 10 on DCW 50. It's worth watching.
This is business today. Fast, unpredictable, always changing. Shifting trends and technologies are pushing aside old rules. The unexpected is the new normal. At Segra, we'll help you navigate a complex future with state-of-the-art voice, internet, and data protection solutions. We know you have dreams, and we see your potential. Segra, freedom to grow.
Weather for all the DMV. Your weather experts. You're watching DC News Now.
Isn't it nice when your everyday life hums along exactly as you expected? With reliable power from Novec, it does. Customers enjoy a 99.99% reliability rating, online and traditional payment methods, as well as 24/7 service. Getting electricity from Novec may be the most unexciting part of your life, and that's okay. Keep humming along with reliable power from Novec.
Halftime at Segra Field, Leesburg, Virginia, Loudoun United, and Louisville City scoreless. Matt Peterson with the former USL Championship MVP, Jamie Watson. Let's look at the Eastern Conference standings. How about Detroit City? Another win tonight. And Charleston, a bounce-back campaign. And you see Ordonia no longer with Pittsburgh, really hurt their fortunes.
Yeah, that's a surprise to see Pittsburgh winless down at the bottom of the Eastern Conference. And when we look at Charleston and Louisville, nothing really separating those two. They had a matchup 2 weeks ago that was a fantastic one, a thriller 3-2 that Charleston won, but 2 games still played, and Louisville are looking to try to go level with Charleston on points today with 1 game still in hand with today's result. And as we go and look at the Western Conference standings, you're going to start to see matchups and ones like you see with Orange County and Sacramento a little bit later tonight. 2 of the top 2 teams. Monterey Bay, consistent, progressing on in the U.S. Open Cup, as is New Mexico United. Las Vegas Lights solidifying themselves in the middle of the pack, and weird to see likes of El Paso and Colorado still without a win on the season, but it's still early. Teams still have time to start a course correct and find their way back up around the playoff line and above it before we get to the dog days of summer. So it's still early, but things are starting to take shape. So it's interesting to see how it's going to play out over the next couple weeks.
For me, Jamie, the West is wide open. I mean, Sacramento's been there, done that. Orange County as well. Monterey Bay had a really tough second half of last season. They've turned around Las Vegas, a completely new roster, already in 5th place in the West. Halftime in Leesburg. Momentum coming for Loudoun United, scoreless after 45 minutes against Louisville City.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Jennings, this is where he reeks. Jennings, 1v1. Got under it. Level. New Mexico.
Looks great.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
DC News Now is only getting bigger.
We're taking over the DMV with a regional approach to news that fits your needs better than anyone else.
With multi-state traffic patterns, we're giving you a narration that really helps you get around.
Giving you a larger scope of the area so you're better informed of incoming weather. Because if it's raining in Chantilly, it's probably not raining in Bethesda. Yet.
DC News Now.
The station in the know, in the community.
And covering more ground than anyone in the DMV.
Halftime at Segra Field. We look back at the U.S. Open Cup third round, and you were all over this, Jamie.
Yeah, it was an enjoyable third round. Got a chance to host the draw as well for the round of 32. Loudoun went all the way the distance with the Richmond Kickers. 5-4 in penalties, they advance. South Georgia Tormenta FC, they got it done late against Miami FC. Louisville City, a little bit of a scare late on against the Triumph, but they were able to get an insurance goal later on to push it to a 3-1 win. And then Union Omaha, there's just something about them against El Paso Locomotive in the U.S. Open Cup. Birmingham Legion get it done in extra time. FC Tulsa go beyond Northern Colorado Hailstorm, and the last match of the round of this one was a crazy one. Spokane scoring in stoppage time, but Las Vegas Light get it done to advance on to the round of 32.
May 7th and 8th, our round of 32 schedule. You drew the numbers, you drew the teams. What stands out to you about this?
What stands out to me is the number of text messages I got from coaches and general managers that were either very thrilled or very upset with me. Ryan Martin's side, well, he wasn't thrilled because they have to go cross country to Orange County. Sacramento Republic, Mark Briggs, he was happy. He gets a home match against Monterey Bay. You start to get 8 MLS teams into this round, 8 remaining USL Championship sides as well. Some really, really good matchups. I got my eye on the Houston Dynamo versus Detroit City on Tuesday night.
And then Wednesday, a full slate of schedules. What stands out to you here?
Oh man, there's so many good ones to this one, but you got Real Salt Lake against New Mexico United. And I really like the fact that they named some of the divisions after some former U.S. Open Cup players and people that were a part of the founding membership of teams in the Open Cup, and some really, really cool moments in there. You got Las Vegas Lights versus LAFC as well, Seattle Sounders and Louisville City. Danny Cruz mentioned in our call he was not pleased that his side has to go all the way up to Seattle, thanks to me, but draw was completely random, and I told him, please don't hold it against me. This should be an exciting, exciting round of 32, though.
Speaking of cups, one of this year's most exciting new events in the USL Jägermeister Cup. This in-season cup competition features USL League One teams in a World Cup-style tournament that is sure to thrill fans. Here is the upcoming schedule in the USL Jägermeister Cup. Week 1, Spokane against Central Valley, Greenville, and Richmond.
Yeah, that's really exciting. And then on the same evening, you'll have South Georgia Tormenta with Charlotte Independence, as well as Chattanooga, 1 Knoxville. on the following night, Lexington and Ford Madison. Really exciting about this new format. Something different, something fun, something else to play for. So this will be a really, really exciting first ever USL Jägermeister Cup schedule.
Halftime in Leesburg, VA. Scoreless between Loudoun United and Louisville City.
Watching.
Good morning and thanks for starting your day with us here on DC News Now.
Wake up with the team super serving the DMV.
If you want to get a head start out there before you head out the door this morning.
Keeping you in the know as you start your day.
Live here in Bowie, live in Dulles.
With weather and traffic that won't keep you guessing.
In DC, Maryland, and Virginia.
Wake up with a team focusing on all the communities in the DMV. Watch DC News Now. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9. It's worth watching.
Let's go!
Betfred's been taking bets for 55 years. We're so good at it, our staff thought they could still play the beautiful game. They were wrong.
Fred's doubling and tripling the price when your first goal scorer drops 2 or 3 goals. And with Fred, every 10th bet is on us.
We'll stick to taking bets. Because nobody does bonuses like Betfred.
More bonuses, more bets. Betfred.
Does anyone feel like life can be really messy? I know I do. There is something shady going on. There's a million ways to cheat, and everybody lives on their phone. I found a screenshot of this woman. Let's be real. The game has changed. I cheated, you cheated. So what? I'm here to help make sense of it all, because trust, I've been through it all. And I'm not afraid to get into your mess. You are not winning in life. Let that sink in. So let's get into it.
Karamo, weekdays at 3 on DCW 50.
Gas prices got you fuming? No need to get heated. Save time and money with Metro. Ride, save, explore. Metro. Make your trip monumental. Sightsee through DC without overspending on gas and ride shares. Experience DC the local way. Ride, save, explore. Metro.
Welcome back to Segra Field, Leesburg, Virginia. Loudoun United and Louisville City. These teams met last year. A 2-1 win in second half stoppage time for Louisville City. Matt Peterson with Jamie Watson, the former USL Championship MVP. We look back at the highlights of these first 45 minutes. Both teams coming off midweek Open Cup wins, and we start in the 21st minute.
Yeah, I think there's a story to be told here, which is a bunch of half chances, and this one from Erlinson, maybe the best of the bunch for Loudoun United. A header at the top of the 6-yard box. He should expect himself to do better to find a corner. It falls right to Fondez, and he's able to make the save that he should make in that moment. A little bit later, you start to see the game open up a little bit, and both teams taking a few chances. And one of these chances leads to a turnover for Loudoun, and Zach Ryan is in. Fondez comes out, closes down the angle. Really good weight from Vidjois, who had to come in as a substitute with the injury to Giannis Learman. He gets the weight on that just right. Fondez up to the task again. And really for Louisville City, they had one half decent chance from Wilson Harris on a shot that was blocked. This one, Serrano can't really get the end product he wants on it after Ferro comes to close it down, and this game is still begging for a real clear-cut opportunity for either side.
Our first half stats are brought to you by Betfred. 7 total shots. Louisville City, highest scoring team in the league, does not have a shot on target.
And to further tell that story, their expected goal total is .18. Loudoun, in the meantime, .51. 5 touches inside of the box for Louisville City, only 6 for Loudoun United. So much of this possession and these shots are from distance and not really dangerous positions on the field.
Set for the start of the second half. Bradley Vidjois came on for Giannis Learman around the 18th minute. So he got a good shift in, and he'll start from the second half as we get underway. Louisville City in purple. Loudoun United is in white. The last meeting last September, a 2-1 win for Louisville City. Second half stoppage time winner from Wilson Harris. felt like in the build-up phase, Jamie, what Loudoun did in that first half to frustrate Louisville City, we saw at times Taylor Davila dropping very deep, almost to a center back position to get on the ball and give himself an opportunity. It felt like not a real fluid build-up at times for Louisville City in that first half.
No, and I think that's uncharacteristic and not the way that any of the first 5 matches that they've participated in have gone. And that's credit to Loudoun. They want to make this disjointed, no real rhythm or flow to the match, and if they do, they probably fancy themselves in that position. But it's not just how do we make life miserable for them. This is methodical in the sense of control the middle of the park and push them wider to those areas in the field that don't really have as much of a threat, and that's taken away some of the dangerous dynamics that Louisville can put their opponents under.
All right, so one change. McFadden comes on for Morris. Halftime change. Aiden McFadden on for Jake Morris. And Amadou Dia, former player at Sporting Kansas City, replaces Jansen Wilson. So Danny Cruz obviously not pleased with his team with 2 halftime changes.
I think that's telling. Not something you always see on this Louisville City side, so maybe a little something to shake things up for this group.
Here is Amadou Dia, the Frenchman, wearing number 13. Wide here for Ray Serrano. Nice feed here. Just slightly too heavy with the offside flag up. Intended target was Wilson Harris.
Dia already finding himself in the build-up. His run creates that space for Serrano. Straight run, diagonal ball through. Not very far off from connecting with Wilson Harris. We didn't say his name nearly enough in the first half.
A bad giveaway here. Now it's on here for Ray Serrano. Tries one too many passes. Had a chance to shoot from the top of the area. There was 4 white shirts centrally there, and that's been the MO for Loudoun United, is get bodies central to slow down Harris, Perez, and Serrano. Aiden McFadden on loan from Atlanta United. Dia in his 3rd season with Louisville City. That's off the mark. Goal kick coming. 10 goals, 3 assists, 31 appearances for San Diego Loyal last year. Played 4 years in MLS with LAFC and DC United. And the DC United tie was mentioned by Ryan Martin. He obviously remembers Eugene Perez from his DC United days. Here's a quick restart. Good first touch. And all the way back to Fondez. Just off the boot of Leggett. Kyle Adams. Good work from Serrano in between 2 defenders. It's been one of the danger men here in the early second half for Louisville City. Ordonez, defender of the year with Pittsburgh last season. Pittsburgh now at the bottom of the table in the East. Here's Leggett. Loudoun breaks with 4. Slowed down here by Riley Bedois. Skundrich across the back.
This is unique because Skundrich, normally a center midfielder, has dropped to center back role with Giannis Learman having to go out. You get him on the ball as a center back who's very comfortable as a center midfielder normally. Tommy McCabe can drop back in. He's comfortable in between the two when the two center backs split and a center defensive mid comes back in to make the three. And then Awua can get higher up on one side, Tingy on the other. So you're able to keep possession, get more numbers forward, and players that are very comfortable on the ball in doing so. That is such a luxury. And then that's the difference. Erlinson, a little bit less composed because he's a normal center back, forces that bad pass into this turnover.
Here comes Louisville City. Excellent work here from Wilson Harris. Top of the box. Harris had it blocked. Just enough from the league's leading goal scorer. 8 goals in 6 games in all competitions. They had 2 center backs in his way.
And far be it from me to tell the man who can't stop scoring what he should have done in this scoring moment. But as he sits down below, Serrano's out wide. I think he could have just done that moment when Skundrich finally engages, slip it to Serrano with enough pace to let him try to curl this far post first time. Instead, he takes that effort that's blocked again, much like he did in the first half. I think that's maybe just Wilson Harris not getting enough touches on it. Then when he finally gets one in that dangerous area, the eyes get so big that maybe you make the wrong decision.
He scored on Tuesday against Greenville, his 8th goal in 6 games in all competitions. He's the youngest to 50 goals in USL Championship history. He accomplished that in the opener this year at age 24, 3 months. That's beautiful from Louisville City. Another pass. Maybe one too many was on there at the top of the box. Twice in the second half, Jamie. Maybe a little overpassing from Louisville City.
Well, this is finally the first chance that Louisville get to break down Loudoun in the middle of the park. Loudoun had done ever so well to just make themselves impenetrable during the first half in the middle of the park. Weiner, lovely little 1-2, and if it wasn't for alert defending from Awua, this could very easily be 1-0 now.
Missed clearance there, but he recovered well. Kyle Adams. Amadou Dia did well under pressure. Good feed once again. Beautifully done here. Long range strike is handled. But another moment of magic. Abdul Latif Abukaba.
Good skill again. Finds his way through the legs in an unconventional manner, and Abukora just puts his foot through it, strikes this. A little bit of movement on it.
He's one of those players, he almost likes the contact. He likes having the defender close to him. He can slip around him.
Yeah, Abukora invites it in because he's got a little bit smaller stature. He doesn't want to get to the physical contact, but he wants you in close to then have that little burst that he's got in. Abukora has shown he can be shifty. He's got a little bit of guile to him, some agility. 19-year-old has really shown well for himself and showing his maturity wise beyond his years.
You hear coaches use this phrase a lot about a team defensive. That's a good diagonal ball. We'll get back to that in a moment. It's on here for Loudoun United. Early cross. Slightly overhit. It's a Louisville City throw. And a little words there from Leggett and Amadou Dia. But you hear coaches say we want to be hard to play against. I think that describes Loudoun United. Nothing has come easy for Louisville City. Sometimes it's just simple, old-fashioned defending and competitive nature from a team like Loudoun United.
Yeah, and they're coming off a game at the weekend when Louisville didn't. You mentioned that earlier. They're coming off an Open Cup match, one day more recent than Louisville. So yeah, they've been up against it, and 120 minutes against the Richmond side that really tested them physically and mentally with the frustrating style of approach that they went into the match with. So yeah, it's been a long week. It's been a tough week. So right now, sometimes you have to just roll your sleeves up and say it's not about outplaying the other team. It's about playing the occasion in the day and trying to win the game on that day, and whatever means necessary that might mean.
for kick in midfield here. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app.
Always enjoy Mike Watts, Devin Kerr on USL All Access. That's a great way to stay up to date with everything around the league. Nobody has their finger on the pulse more than those two, and they will keep you up to speed. A lot of games this weekend, and those guys will be able to help recap it on Tuesday and help get you set up for the next match day.
And one of their topics of discussion this week was how high is the ceiling for Charleston Battery this year? Long switch into the corner. A deflected delivery. Benoit takes some contact. We've talked about her a few times. Alyssa Nichols, I think she's done a good job, largely letting these teams play tonight.
Yeah, it's been good so far. Maybe one questionable decision we saw in the first half, but hey, I think everybody on the field's had at least one questionable decision they've made in the first half, so it's been good.
No time to cross. I think old-fashioned defending, they're just denying crosses all day today. We've seen Loudoun players get out wide. Crossing has not been easy for Louisville City today.
The challenge is going to be sustaining that as we get deeper into this match, as they've had a much heavier week than Louisville City have.
A feint of a cross, and there's two out to deny that cross. Really good team defending. Tempo slowing down in this one. Maybe both teams tired after midweek matches. Serrano, good touch inside. It's Perez who had his cross block. Serrano did the hard part before that in the build-up. We haven't seen that much combination play today from Harris, Perez, and Serrano. That was one of the better moments between Perez and Serrano.
That was a filthy cut that Perez just threw. Opened the hips up, and there's so much respect for his left foot that when he sells it like he's going to shoot it with his left foot, more often than not, the defender is going to believe him and bite on that.
We're seeing Adams take an advanced position. We're seeing Winder also more advanced.
Dia took too long to play that. Sorry, he just took too long. It was moving, it was buzzing, and the ball gets slipped in. It's on for Harris. It doesn't get played through, and this is a moment of concern.
Hugo Farou from Cannes, France, 27 years of age. Not back to his feet just yet. He watched the cross go long, and now he's been seated ever since.
He was waiting for it to go out before he could sit down, and on the bench, you got Dane Jackman, who was the hero in the penalty shootout. You're going to see two things. One, Dia too slow to slip it through to Harris, and then second, as soon as it goes out, that's the moment in which Farou sits down so we can get some medical attention.
A chance to regroup there for Ryan Martin and his group. And we talked about the infrastructure. Oliver Gage announced as sporting director right before the season started. A good story. He's climbed the ranks from video assistant at UVA to Houston Dynamo to working in Canada with the Premier League and some clubs, and now alongside Ryan Martin. And they have Patrick Mullins, MLS veteran, for a long time, played for DC United. He's now a scout. So nice to see the infrastructure of these clubs growing.
Well, and for Loudoun in particular, getting the resources necessary to be able to be a viable club and to have mean, the opportunity to actually compete against other teams with a proper scouting department, with players being brought in and all the financial resources that are needed for that to stay competitive. And that's why you're seeing them have a good start to the season, 2-2-1 to start. 7 points through the first 5 matches. May not be a jaw-dropping number, but by their standards, certainly better than maybe years past have been.
And Cristiano Francois has entered. He has been very good all season. He replaces Wesley Leggett. Now Francois is in. 30-year-old Haitian in his first year with Loudoun. Another veteran of this league. Brought in by Ryan Martin. And it feels like a good time because I was going to ask right before the injury, Jamie, is Loudoun sitting too deep? It felt like they were sitting too close to their 18-yard box, just inviting the pressure, and maybe a guy like Francois can help get them further upfield.
You said it better than I could right there, pal. That's exactly it. They are under some pressure. They're going to need to break the pressure by going long. Who better to do it? Cristiano Francois, be able to play him in behind the Haitian, has speed for days. He ran himself ragged on Wednesday for 120 minutes. That's why he's unable to go from the start. But now you bring him in for the final 30 minutes and you say, do what you do best, pal. Go behind, run, get your opportunities. He had 2 to 3 brilliant chances, just couldn't put any away on Wednesday night. Not too often are you going to be able to give 3 chances away to Francois and him not score one of them.
You see Adams urging his teammates forward from his left back position.
Louisville spell blood in the water right now.
Off the chest, and a nice bounce that time to Faroux. But we saw Loudoun United exert a lot of pressure in that first half. They high pressed at times, they were tenacious, and now maybe hitting a wall around the hour mark. We talked about the sub. Dubois entered in that first half for Giannis Learman. Second change here with Francois coming on for Wesley Leggett, and more changes coming here for Danny Cruz and Louisville City. Abukura back to his feet. Again, wind gusting up to 28 miles per hour today in Leesburg. Sure, it's affected proceedings at times. Just a slip there on the edge of the box that time from Francois. Now Louisville City playing into the wind here in the second half. There's a bad turnover. Now Loudoun United is on with good possibilities here. It's Bedois. A little back heel there, well defended. Good work from Velo. Kept in play. The offside flag is down. Bedois wants it edge of the box. Francois getting his first touches. That's a nice pass. Corner kick coming as it fell there to the feet of Florian Velo. This is another IBEW Local 26 corner kick. IBEW Local 26. Empower your future. Florian Velo from the corner for Loudoun United. The wind blowing in the face of Danny Fondes, the Louisville City goalkeeper. At the top of the box, Boubacar. Another shot, takes a deflection, and it's into the hands of Fondes. Zach Ryan with the hits.
That initial effort had some real venom to it. When I asked a question of Fondes, ultimately is going to fall to Ryan. Speculative, but that's what you want your center forward, having the confidence to think that even as that angle is going away from him, he still thinks he has the ability to get enough power on it to beat Fondes from that distance.
Oh, nice touch. Here comes Louisville City. A clip to the back post. And now finally cleared by Loudoun United. Dia, good interplay there. Nice first touch from Serrano. Back for Dia. Dia across the face, a goal. Another chance across the face. Louisville City slows it down, and they have an opener. It was off the foot of Florian Velo.
Oh, it's terribly unlucky for Velo. Tremendous build-up. A lovely entry pass. This touch from Ray Serrano to bring this down and then slip Dia in. This first shot is going to go wayward, but it actually hits the defender. And now as the cutback comes in, Velo just sticks his leg out to try to block the cross, and it sneaks past Erlinson, who's on the line. This is terribly unfortunate and nothing that Loudoun United deserve, but sometimes fortune favors the bold, and Louisville were bold enough to throw numbers forward. Bounce went their way. Not only once to stay inbounds and find its way over before the cross, but then the second time, the deflection off of Velo into the back of the net. Terribly unfortunate for Florian Velo and Loudoun United.
These changes were coming for Louisville City before the goal. Niall McCabe, the Irish midfielder, comes on, replacing Taylor Davila. A double change here. And joining him, Jorge Gonzalez, the Spaniard. He replaces Ray Serrano. So one of Ray Serrano's last touches was one of his best on the afternoon. The magical touch helps create that goal. And Jamie, I was so impressed. You think about composure in front of goal, how composed Louisville City was. They were slow and methodical, 6 yards from goal, and they were rewarded with the goal.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's one of these things. Sometimes performances don't get remembered, results do, and right now this hasn't been a memorable performance from Louisville, but that's a sign of a good team on the road, not playing your best, yet here they are finding themselves up. Now this game's going to change with Loudoun having to push more numbers forward to find an equalizer.
They're getting a lot of space on this right side here in the second half. It's McFadden, who's been good since entering. Now a corner kick coming. Just more risks being taken here in the second half by Louisville City as we prepare for another IBAW Local 26 corner kick. IBAW Local 26, empower your future. We're seeing the defenders join the attack for Louisville City. Adrian Perez from the corner. Last year with San Diego.
Adorable scene behind you. A small child playing cornhole back there. Absolutely adorable.
Never too young to start. There's the cross. And a free kick is given. That was McFadden arriving a bit late against Hugo Farou. Wilson Harris applying the pressure. A last touch by Sean Tosh, throw-in coming here for Loudoun United.
season is right around the corner. It's two of the best teams in DC going head-to-head.
Unstoppable. The season is upon us, and tonight, the battle for bragging rights in the district.
It's one of the most exciting times in the year in sports.
Knifing through the middle, gets into the scores.
One team looking to make history.
Full slate of highlights and games on game night later tonight at 11 p.m.
And here we go, a break here for Louisville City. Dia back across the face of goal. And Loudoun dealt with it quite well. Amadou Dia has been excellent since entering in that left wing back position. Cristiano Francois, fresh legs off the bench for the Haitian. Here comes Francois central. Just one too many touches. Good work from Niall McCabe tracking back. Niall McCabe, by the way, the only member of the inaugural roster to represent Lou City in every season of its existence. Longest tenured player in the club. Surpassed 200 appearances last July. Before Louisville City was with Chattanooga FC. This is tricky, Jamie, because they're so tired. 120 minutes on Wednesday, a game last weekend, 4 or 5 injuries. How does Loudoun United get back in this one?
Well, they got to will themselves back into this now, because I think when it was 0-0, the intrinsic motivation was already there to see yourself being, 25 minutes away or so from getting a point. And then the most unfortunate own goal occurs. So now you've got to pick yourself back up. Francois is going to be one of the key components to it. It's going to be his ability to test the back three for Louisville City. But having said that, as this game has gone on, you've seen the heavy legs and tired legs from Loudoun start to creep back in. They're not winning the second balls like they were in the first half. They're not able to maintain possession in the middle of the park. And they're really not getting an opportunity to try to play any threatening passes to ask real questions of Louisville City as it stands right now.
Offside flag was up. The USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golasso Network and ESPN+. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV standings. Little back heel there, but good defending. In some ways, it's twofold, Jamie, because we're seeing these Louisville defenders join, which is causing a high line, and now we've seen Loudoun offside on multiple occasions here, and we see the high line coming into play here. Francois in the corner. Wins the foot race with Ordonez. Cristiano Francois pulls it back, edge of the box. Bending effort just past the far post.
That is exactly why you bring on Francois, to be able to push the pace. He starts out 2 to 3 steps behind Ordonez, yet he wins the race and Ordonez pulls up. That is a worrisome sign as Ryan tries to pick out the far post, but that's easy for me to say. Ordonez pulls up after that foot race with Francois, and now when he's set down, that is not what you want to see if you're a Louisville City fan.
Last year's Defender of the Year in the USL Championship. He started every game this season for Louisville City. Picked up a yellow card in the first half. Quite impressive, just his second year in the league. He gets the Defender of the Year award. He made his debut in 2022 with Pittsburgh.
Just to speak on sort of the dominance that Louisville is trying to get back into the match. They've already completed 409 passes as we hit the 75th minute here. Their average is 408, so they're already starting to work the ball even more, and up 1-0, you can see they're just going to do it more and more.
Jamie, we look back at this goal. Beautiful touch from Serrano and Dia joining.
Well, and to put it into perspective just how quite odd this goal is, at halftime, Louisville had a .16 expected goal total. Even after this goal that took one fortunate deflection before another fortunate deflection that ended up back in the net, their expected goal total is still only .26. So even when you put it into the algorithm, you punch some numbers into a computer that's a lot smarter than both you and I are, they're still only expected to score 1/4 of a goal with the opportunities they've had. Yet here they are in front. They're now really pushing their luck by getting that one goal, but they got the goal. Now they're going to try to make the field big. They're going to try to pass Loudoun off the field right now and run them ragged and try to open up moments for Wilson Harris to try to get in behind. And it's setting up for maybe a little bit more of an open final 14 minutes plus stoppage time. But for Louisville, they'll fancy themselves to try to go and get a second goal now and put this game away.
Wes Sharpie just entered for the injured Arturo Ordonez. Sharpie in his 5th year with Louisville City, signed a multi-year contract extension last offseason. With Memphis 901 before his 5 seasons. I mean, great continuity at Louisville City with some of these players in their 4th, 5th, or 6th seasons.
Well, Louisville City have now used all 5 of their substitutions. So this will be the group that'll remain. And after having a midweek game, now going on the road, the final 13 minutes or so, there's no more moves to be made for Danny Cruz. 2 changes at half. Great substitutions really sparked a better performance in the second half, then made another pair of changes, and now is forced via the injury to make his 5th and final change.
And Jamie, you talked about it in the moment, the chances Loudoun United had. First, the free header for Erlinson in the first half, and then Zach Ryan's 1 chance at the second. You put either of those chances away, it's a different game.
Very well said. Absolutely would have changed the whole complexion.
A wayward clearance at that time by Danny Fondez. Skundrich. Back to Faroux. Good glancing header there. It's helped on here to another substitute here. It's Gavin Turner, the Academy product. Just 16 years of age out of the DC United Academy. Francois trying to turn. That's to the back post and handled by Fondez.
Well, and for Loudoun, they've now made another substitution, so that's their 3rd window with Gavin Turner coming in. So we'll get confirmation on that substitute momentarily, and with that, Loudoun have used all of their substitution windows as well.
It's Turner's 2024 USL Championship debut, yet to play in the championship this season before today.
And it looks like Abukora, if I'm looking at the field, finding another player that's not out there. Yep. There's a trio of substitutes for Loudoun. Medkar's come in for Kwame Awuha. It's as though Martinez has come in for Bidwa, who was the substitute.
There's a little brashness, 16-year-old taking it off the boot of Francois, the veteran MLS player, as the shot is blocked. Gotta love it from a 16-year-old taking off the boot of a 31-year-old.
Really half the age almost.
Nelson Martinez, 23-year-old in this match. Better here from Loudoun. The substitutes have brought the reinforcements. McCabe. Skundrich. Martinez clips it in, headed clear. Long touch that time from Velo. Nice diagonal, just slightly too heavy for Cristiano Francois.
Glimpse McCabe more than capable of playing that up and over the top, and Francois would have been able to touch that before it bounced. He'd have been in one-on-one with Fondez. One of the new substitutes, Khalil El-Medkar. I really enjoy his game. Very technical, forward-thinking player. Really likes to be the one to apply the final pass. So when you got Zach Ryan and Cristiano Francois, both of those players love to get on the end of those through balls, love to put runs in behind. Now you've got a player off the bench, El-Medkar, who's more than capable of supplying that kind of service.
Goals and assists this season, 1 goal, 2 assists in just 3 games. Coming back from injury.
That was a good look at Gavin Turner. He is so shifty. Player that came off the bench the other night for Richmond Kickers, and there he is right there. Just lovely little touch. Just doesn't come off, but smart to even see that.
A free kick here in midfield, won by Wilson Harris.
So both coaches have gone all in with their subs. Both have used all 5 substitutes. Loudoun did it in 3 windows. 1 via the injury and first half, and then 2 different points. And Louisville did 2 of their substitutes at halftime. Used 2 other windows to do it. So these are the players that will see this match out. Let's Loudoun try to find their way back into this.
Across from the left, dealt with well. That came from Jorge Gonzalez. Blinder stays advanced once again, shot off the mark. 82nd minute. Loudoun United down a goal at home. And he rolled the ball to his teammate, and the wind pushed it further wide. Direct ball pushed by the wind near Francois, but dealt with well by Louisville City. Good tackle there from the 16-year-old Gavin Turner. Thrown in by Dia. Possibility on this left side, good closeout. Just took too long to get it off his boots by Jorge Gonzalez. Here's another IBEW Local 26 corner kick. IBEW Local 26, empower your future. Corner kick. It's from the substitute, Niall McCabe, longest tenured Lou City player. To the back post, good save, and it hits off the crossbar, cleared off the line, and into the hands of Faroux. 1 save, then off the bar, then back in the hands.
Oh, wow, what a moment. That is a fantastic save from Faroux, and then Wilson Harris thought he'd scored another goal in the championship this season. For sure that was number 8 on the year, and it was the combination of Faroux and a defender on the line that was able to keep that out. If Loudoun come back and get anything from this match, we're gonna go back to that exchange right there, and we're gonna pinpoint the importance of that double save from Hugo Faroux to keep his team within striking distance.
And ought to bump the XG up a little bit for Louisville City.
On a day like today, they need all the help they can get. It hasn't been pretty.
A nice space here now for Loudoun United. Good diagonal ball. Nelson Martinez. That's 2 deliveries where I think he needs to be deeper, closer to goal from Nelson Martinez.
Everything staying in front of the back 3 for Louisville, and that's, to your point, comfortable. Right, it's something that you can react to going forward instead of running back towards your own goal 5 minutes from full time. I mean, it is a daunting task to do that. Yet the question's not being asked of Louisville with their service.
eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. "86 minutes gone from Leesburg, Virginia. A deep throw-in coming here for Loudoun United. Tingy will take it. From Fresno, California. One of the newcomers with this Loudoun squad in 2024. Free kick is given to Loudoun. Wilson Harris, too much, but that's been a big part of his growth, according to head coach Danny Cruz. His willingness to work defensively. He came in, according to Coach Cruz, with a chip on his shoulder this year. A really good offseason for him, and he's still doing the dirty work defensively in the 87th minute.
Difficult task to do, and you get to these points in the match, and it's about finding a way mentally to push yourself through and will yourself across the finish line. And right now Louisville are finding themselves minutes away from being able to get a result on the road.
A good burst of speed here up this right side. Good work to stay on his feet. Loudoun trying to find Francois and company up top, and Zach Ryan. And a throw in here to Loudoun United. Been impressed, especially in the second half today, by Elijah Winder. He's taken a more advanced position, has had more of an impact on this game.
He has. He's grown into it. He's gotten better as the game's gone on, and the way that Louisville is pressing, and you think they were the team that's down a goal right now. That is so encouraging for Danny Cruz's side.
Oh, look at that change of pace by Gavin Turner here into yellow card to Jorge Gonzalez, but the 17-year-olds, Gavin Turner making his USL Championship debut today.
My goodness, just a lovely turn and burst of speed from Gavin Turner. And he's smart enough to cut across Gonzalez, so he knows that if Gonzalez makes any contact, it will be a booking, or he's either takes the risk of getting booked or lets him go. In this moment, Gonzalez opts to go for the booking.
Restart here for Loudoun United. 89th minute, down a goal. Nice pass in here from Loudoun United. The last touch was lacking from Cristiano Francois, but that went right up the middle. A real set piece from midfield.
Oh, that was so good until the final touch from Francois. He's got to do better in that moment. Very rarely do opportunities like that present themselves through the heart of the defense of Louisville City. And Francois just cannot sort his feet out when it matters the most.
And now some space here for Louisville City if they want to take it. Maybe it's clock management time in the 90th minutes. It will slow things down. Clip towards the corner by Tosh. Good first touch from Perez. He earns a free kick. And more time ticks off the clock for Loudoun United. Assistant referee on the far side helps up Adrian Perez. 10 goals, 3 assists last year with San Diego Loyal. Into second half stoppage time. A minimum of 3 minutes will be added on. It's brought to you by Novec. Novec's energy saving tips are a real game changer. Short restart. Clock management here from Louisville City. Here's Wilson Harris. 1-on-5, Wilson Harris. Extra pass for Gonzalez.
This Loudoun team in the second half has looked like a group that played on the road, albeit within the same state, but on Wednesday, 120 minutes and penalties. That's mentally and physically exhausting, and they just look like they're really struggling to get anything going. All they need is one opportunity to try to snag a point, which they will gladly take at this point.
Yeah, Jamie, to that point, in the second half alone, Loudoun has 5 touches in the opposing box.
It's not great. It's not going to be a normal recipe to get anything, especially against a team as solid as Louisville City. I don't think Ryan Martin will fault his team's effort, and to be fair, apart from one moment of pure madness in the box, they were good enough for a result today. Still there if they can get it.
Wide here, Nelson Martinez. Skundrich. Patient here from Loudoun United. Tommy McCabe. Good touch. Cross from Turner's block, but he's back on the ball. Skundrich. We're at 90+3 here at Segra Field. Skundrich earns a free kick. A little stab that time by Jorge Gonzalez. Now we'll see if the goalkeeper comes forward. Might be, we'll go for route time.
This is not smart from Gonzalez. It's already on a booking as well. If he wasn't before, he might have found himself there. I think it's right to not give a second booking for that, but he does give away what could be the last effort of the game with a point on the line for Loudoun.
Tommy McCabe delivers. Faroux is forward. He joins. This comes in. And it just passed the far post. Fondez saw it late. And there's the full-time whistle from Segra Fields.
Here's the moment. Francois at the back post needs to take the opportunity, take the risk. What if everybody misses it? That moment of hesitation could have been what grabbed an extra point, but instead, Louisville City go on the road and pick up all 3.
Happy times for Danny Cruz in his 4th season in charge. Loudoun United ruining the missed chances in the second half. An own goal, the difference in this one. We'll come back and wrap it up full time. Louisville City gets another 3 points at Segra Fields.
You thought you knew Cuomo. See the game, my friends. Expose the game. The real Chris just might surprise you. So you can change the game. Surprising. The agenda is you. Free thinking. News Nation is the only news organization whose name is reflective of you. Game changing. America is News Nation. Cuomo, weeknights at 8, 7 Central, only on America's fastest growing cable news network. News Nation. News for all America.
Get tickets for our next match and info on special events at LoudounUnitedFC.com.
Full time from Leesburg, Virginia. Louisville City, another road win. They continue their dominance recently. 7 wins out of 8 all time against Loudoun United. Matt Peterson with the former USL Championship MVP, Jamie Watson. We look back at this one. Both teams a bit tired, Jamie, after US Open Cup victories midweek, and we start in the 66th minute.
Well, and this was the moment that changed everything. Nothing really of substance in the first half, and quite honestly, not a ton in the second half, but fortunately for Louisville City, they get 2 bounces that go their way. Lovely little tight combination play. This one should have gone out for a goal kick. It deflects across the face of goal, and then the ball gets played across, and Florian Below unfortunately turns us into his own goal. And from there, well, then opportunities started to open up as the game opened up. This one, Cristiano Francois came off the bench around the hour mark, and he was able to use his speed to be able to get this to Zach Ryan, but that effort just sort of flashes across the face of goal. Really a microcosm of the opportunities for Loudoun. Ones that you looked at and you went, yeah, it was a chance, but it wasn't clear-cut, it wasn't great. This was a great chance to ice it for Louisville City. Peru with a great save off the crossbar and then saved off the line. Wilson Harris inches away from getting his league-leading 8th goal of the season, but nonetheless, the game would play out from there. Louisville City do enough to go on the road, and with that win, they go to 15 points, joint top of the league with Charleston Battery. This one at the end just flashes across the face of goal. Questions about Francois not getting to the back post. Maybe could have gotten himself there, maybe not. He still had a little bit of work to do, but that just shows you really Loudoun, after they get conceded, never really had a clear opportunity to go and get a leveler.
Full-time stats, 10 shots to 9 for Louisville City. Each team with 4 corners. I think a lot of this possession came in the second half for Louisville City after Loudoun United wore down.
I'll put it this way, if that own goal doesn't go in, I don't think that either team scores today. I think it was going to be something like that. That was going to be the difference as it started to play out. Unfortunately for Loudoun, it was an own goal by Below that is going to be what this game is remembered for. Other than that, I don't know if there'll be much more memorableness to this other than the fact that Louisville did what it took to win on a day when they didn't even play particularly well.
A 3-way tie atop the East. Charleston, Detroit City, and Louisville City each on 15 points here in mid-April. For our entire production crew and Jamie Watson, I'm Matt Peterson saying so long from Segra Field. An own goal, the difference in this one. 3 more points for Louisville City. Today they win at Loudoun United 1-0.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.